Hello, this is gonna be the final project. It's my second time recording. Alright, so I'm gonna start off by giving off a demonstration. So let's run this right here. If you input 1, it'll put us into this Hangman game. It'll give us 3 attempts to try and guess the word. So I'm just gonna get it wrong on purpose. So right here it's gonna ask us if if we want to play again or if we want to go back to main menu. So right now we're just going to go back to main menu. And here it's asking us if we want to save or not. And we're going to save. And right here it's going to show us our stats. 0 correct, 3 incorrect, 3 total. And percentage correct is 0. All this information right here is going to get saved into a file. And then right here we have the main menu again. This time we're going to go into trivia. And I'm going to get it wrong on purpose. It's asking us again to either go into main menu or if you want to play again. So I'm going to play again. And here we got it right. And that's going to ask us again if you want to either play again or go back to main menu. We're going to go back to main menu. We're not going to save this time. And if you type in N to leave the main menu and end the program. Alright. So now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty of things. So here in the main function, this is where we're gonna work with. Here we have a continue operations variable. It's a Boolean variable set to true. And here we have a while loop. So while this continue operations variable is true, this right here will be executed. Ignore that. So let's say, when we got asked for the input, input 1, that's what's going to take us to word guess. Or let's say if I instead put 2, it's going to take us to the trivia function. And when I typed in N, that makes this variable false, ending this loop and ending the program. So when I input 1 right here, this takes us to this function right here. Here we have a list of all the words we have to use for the game. Here we have dollar continue operations variable. I use the same logic as in the main menu for the while loop here. And so here we have correct score and incorrect score. These are used for when the user wants to save. Here in this line, we have this is where we get the random word selected from. Here we get a random word. Let's put it into this variable. Let's get set to here. And here we convert the random word that got selected into a list. And this is so it'll be easier to step through in this for loop right here. Attempt set to 3, and in this for loop we're gonna like scramble or hide some of the letters to make it harder to guess. Here it's gonna randomly select a number between 0 or 1. If the number is 0, it'll print out the letter, but let's say it's not 0, it'll print out an underscore hiding the whatever letter is in that position. Here we have another for loop, this time with attempts in range, and here we're taking in the user input. If whatever the user input is correct, if it's correct, it'll display this message right here, then add 1 to correct score. If the user gets it incorrect, it subtracts 1 from attempts, displays this message and how many attempts I have left, and it adds 1 to incorrect score. Then here it would ask you if you want to play again or if you want to go back to main menu. If you type in N, it'll exit out of the loop. Anything else will make you play again. So when this user inputs gets put into here, into this N sequence function, it'll bring us to here. We'll take in that user input. If whatever the user input is, if it's N, then it returns false into this continue operations variable. It'll return false, and then it'll end the while loop. If it's not N, so if it's anything else, it'll return true, keeping the loop cycling. And here I have this here. It's just so every time you actually want to play again, I won't constantly ask you if you want to save your stats. But if you were to say type in N, it'll ignore this because it'll make this variable false. So down here, it's gonna ask you if you want to save your stats. If you type in S, it'll bring us to this store score function, which will bring us here with the correct score and incorrect score. We are just gonna add up the total and the correct percentage. Then it's going to display that information here, and then that information is going to get stored into this file right here. Now instead of let's say you put 2 instead of 1, I'll go over to here on trivia. Here we're going to have a dictionary with a bunch of questions and answers. As you can see here, it's running on the same logic as in the functions before, the continue operations in the while loop and the correct and incorrect scores. Here it's getting a random question from the dictionary. Attempt set to 2. It's going to print out the question. This for loop will continue running for as long as there's still attempts. If the user inputs a correct answer, it'll display this message and add 1 to score 1. It checks it right here. If the user gets it incorrect, it'll -1 attempts, display this message, show you how many attempts you have left, and add 1 to incorrect score. And then all of this right here is pretty much the same logic. Ask you if you want to continue or not, and ask you if you want to save or not. So that's about it.